They say love can save a man's soul, but in some parts of the world, love can also take it. This is the story of Keen, a lonely hunter, and the woman who came from the Red River. Beautiful, gentle, and hungry, Keen lived alone on the edge of his village, a widower, quiet and kind. His wife had died in childbirth 2 seasons ago, and since then, his hut was filled only with silence and sorrow. One night, as he fished by the Red River, he saw something floating downstream, a woman, half drowned, her white wrapper clinging to her body. He ran into the water, dragged her out, and laid her by the fire. She coughed, gasped for breath, then opened her eyes as pale as the moon. She smiled weakly. "You saved me," she whispered. "My name is Ngozi." At first, she was gentle, cooking, cleaning, and speaking softly. Everywhere she went, the air smelled of wildflowers. Keen's crops grew again. His traps caught more animals than ever. The villagers said, "Keen has been blessed by the spirits." But there were signs. Her reflection never showed in the river. She never blinked when the fire cracked. And one night, Keen woke to find her standing outside, talking softly to the darkness. He could hear whispers replying, voices that came from the ground. Days later, the village head's son disappeared. Then a herdsman, then 2 children by the riverbank. Each time, Ngozi would grow more radiant, her skin smoother, her eyes brighter, as if she was feeding on their very lives. Keen began to suspect. One night, pretending to sleep, he watched her rise from bed and walk toward the river. He followed silently. There, under the red moon, Ngozi knelt at the water's edge. But the reflection in the river was not hers. It was a beast, a long shadow with claws like spears and eyes like fire. And then Keen saw Ngozi reached into the river and pulled something screaming out of it, a human soul. Keen ran, but the earth shook beneath him. Ngozi's voice followed, soft and deadly. "You should not have followed me, my love." He turned. Her face was no longer human. Her mouth stretched from ear to ear, teeth glistening like wet bones. She stepped closer, and her shadow spread like smoke, covering the ground. By morning, the villagers found Keen's hut burned to ash. No trace of him, only a white wrapper floating in the river. They say that when the moon turns red, a woman still walks by the river, singing softly, searching for another lonely man. And if you ever hear her voice calling your name, don't look back, because the moment you do, she'll smile and drag your soul into the Red River. If you enjoyed this tale, remember, not every beauty that crosses your path is sent by heaven. Some come from the water, and they never leave empty-handed.